Hey everybody, it's your girl author Doc B. She's in the building. And guess what? We have a special treat for you tonight. Oh my goodness, I am super excited about tonight's episode. I'll tell you in 1 minute. Let me just go get my mic right. Please click like and share. I'm your host, author Doc B, and you are listening to Bring It to the Table. Bring It to the Table is a safe place where you can come and address anything that you have overcome, conquered, survived, and is now living beyond your dreams. I've been doing a lot of work lately here in Atlanta with various artists. So let me just make this public so that we can get more viewers. And then we're going to jump right into it because I have, when I say a treat today for you, oh my goodness, you're going to love it. Tonight we have Wali Ali. He is no stranger to music industry, and I'll tell you a little bit more about him in 1 minute. I'm going to go and make this broadcast public. Edit privacy, make it public, done, change. So now you all can share with anybody you wish. I'm going to share it now with a bunch of people. All right. So let me tell you about Wali Ali. So I got to get my mic right. So Wali Ali is no stranger to the music industry. He hails from Omaha. I can't get the O right. Omaha, Nebraska. And at the age of 11, he played his first professional concert at a place called Allen's Showcase, where the local talent shows were being held every Sunday. And then at the age of 17 in 1971, he landed a gig with Motown. Motown, y'all. Y'all heard that? Motown. And he was working for the Funk Brothers, you know, Earl and them, Earl Van Dyke, Robert White, and Pistol Pete, and James Jamerson. Some of y'all know those names, right? And he became a famous producer, right? Norman Whitfield, producer of The Temptations. Some of y'all know these names. Gladys Knight, right? Edwin Starr, and The Undisputed Truth. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get him on. My husband took me out. I'll tell you backstory. My husband took me out for our 7th year wedding anniversary this year, and he was a musician there in my eyes. And when I say the crowd was jumping, it was really nice. It was amazing. But what was significant for me and profound is that it was an Islamic extravaganza. And I was like, wait, oh, they have Muslim artists? It was like far from me, but not for my husband. So he's introduced me to so many things. I'm going to bring him on, and then I'll read the rest of his bio while he's here. Assalamualaikum.
Alaikum assalam. How you doing?
Oh, there go Wale. Hey, brother. Oh my goodness, I'm super excited.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, how are you?
I can't complain. Allah's merciful.
Oh,
No complaints.
alhamdulillah. Yes. How was your day?
Beautiful, beautiful.
All right, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know you busy all the time on the move and everything. And thank you for being so patient with me and having to move it back a little bit. I got stuck at a meeting. I was like, oh my goodness, I got to get out of here. And I couldn't, but here we are because Allah's the best of planners, right?
I mean.
And so, Wally, I have and this is where we met. Remember this night? It was magical.
Absolutely, yes. I remember.
That was a magical night here in Atlanta, Georgia. You put on, oh my gosh, you were singing. You were like a singing bird. I was like, look at him up there. And I mean, you can tell that you just immersed yourself and jumped right into it. And I'm reading over your bio and the things that they wrote. You've known to be with people like the Temptations and Pistol Pete and them and all that kind of stuff, and Gladys Knight. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And The Undisputed Truth. I really want to hear about that experience. Who are
Yes,
they?
ma'am.
What are they all about? And I wanted you to come on to talk to my audience a little bit. I'm trying to build an audience in the Atlanta area.
Okay.
I'm known in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, up north, but I just moved here, so I'm thinking it would be good to help me. So who would help me? Of course, I'm thinking about me as well. And we're Muslim, we always help each other.
All right.
I thank
Exactly.
you for accepting the commitment.
No, you're right.
So tell us who you are. Who's Wali Ali?
Well, like I said, I've been fortunate to work with Motown. I started when I was 17,
Mm-hmm.
and but the backstory to that is, like you said, the backstory is I went home. I left home seeking God. That's what I was looking for,
Mm-hmm.
and they told me that you had to find the undisputed truth.
Oh.
So when I heard about the group, I prayed. I said, "Oh God, I want to be with that group." And in 3 months, I was working with them. What happened was when I left home, we started playing. I started playing with one of the local bands in Denver, Colorado,
Mm-hmm.
and then we moved to California.
Mm-hmm.
And by that time, Holland Dozier and Holland had a company called Invictus Records,
Mm-hmm.
and their group was 100 Proof Aged in Soul. So they came to
Wow.
the place where I was working, and they needed a guitar player, and they was holding auditions. So I was already working in the place, and so they asked me, said, "Would you like to audition?" I said, "Yeah." And there was a little Mexican kid that came in there, man, and he beat me hands down. He
Wow.
really beat me. And the only reason why they chose me because it was during the black era, and I was black, So
Oh,
and,
okay.
yeah, and I got an opportunity to work with them. So when we got to Detroit, and in Detroit, the 20 Grand Club, everybody, all the Motown acts did 10 days, and so Holland Dozier and Holland's groups did 10 days too. But
Mm-hmm.
all the singers in the group were junkies. So we
Oh.
did 10 days and they fired everybody, fired the band too. So we worked at the 20 Grand, and 20 Grand had a complex. It was the hotel,
Mm-hmm.
disco, nightclub, bowling alley, and, and a restaurant. I'm sitting in
Mm-hmm.
the restaurant, went downtown to pick up my money, sitting in the restaurant eating. I don't even have a case for my guitar. The guitar sitting in the corner, and Chuck Jackson's group comes in. And
Wow.
they saw the guitar. They said, "Do you know how to play that?" I said, "Yeah, I can play it." They said, "Well, we're looking for a guitar player. You want to audition?" So I auditioned for Chuck Jackson's band, and I got the
Wow.
gig, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we did 10 days at 20 grand, and then they wanted, I was getting ready to go home. They said, "Well, instead of going back to Omaha, why don't you come on down to North Carolina?" The manager had a room in his house. He didn't have children. So he said, "You can have the back room." So I said, "Well, cool. We don't have anything else to do." So
Mm-hmm.
I went to North Carolina. We formed a group called the Funk Factory.
Wow.
Well, a year into the group, the drummer gets drafted. So
To the
that breaks up the group.
military.
Yeah, gets drafted in the military, in the army. So it breaks up the group. And then another year later, he gets out on some kind of technicality. And he goes to work for Motown. So I called him up and I said, "Listen, if there's anything you find, anything, you let me know. And I'm on the first thing smoking." So I'm just talking. I don't think they're really going to do it. So one day he calls me up and say, "Listen, your ticket's at the airport. We're going to pick you up. Come on to Detroit." So by
Wow.
this time I'm 17 years old. I said, "Fine, no problem." I get there and I can't read music, but I'll learn how to play by ear, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so we're working with Undisputed Truth. Norman Whitfield is our producer. We
Wow.
get there, and I can't read music, so and they had some of the best musical arrangers in the country.
Oh,
Uh,
I'm sure.
Gene Page, they had Hal David, they had Paul Reiser, and all these guys were great. So they put the chart in front of me, and the chart is so long, you have to have two music stands to hold it up. And I don't know what in the world is on it because I can't read it. And I'm with the Funk Brothers, and they are not rehearsing anything because they do this every day. And they're clowning and laughing and joking and stuff. I knew if I could hear it, I could play it. but they're not
Uh-huh.
playing. They're not doing it. They're clowning. So fortunately, Norman Wilford comes into the session and he takes the chart and throws it on the floor and tells me what to play. So I get in by the skin of my chinny chin chin.
Wow. I thought you were gonna say, okay, play it, let me listen to it, and then I'll play it back to you.
No, you couldn't do that because if you did that, they would say, "Get out of here! Get out of
Wow.
here!"
Right.
So yeah, no, you couldn't do that. I just had to wait it out, and that was just what God just blessed me, because it's like college. If you take an entry exam, and you can't handle it, they kick you right on out.
Right.
But I was fortunate,
Exactly.
yeah. So, and I learned how to read on the job, so it was all good.
See, you learned that as you went along on the job.
Absolutely. So Allah was merciful,
So
And
other
I wasn't Muslim then. I was even Muslim. I was,
really,
yeah. But Allah was looking out for me.
alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
So I've heard of Van Dyke.
Earl Van Dyke.
Yeah, what was that like?
Earl was the leader of the Funk Brothers.
The Funk Brothers.
You had
Okay.
Earl, you had James Jamerson, you had Pistol Pete, like you say, you had Benny, what was his name? Benny, drummer, one of the. Well, what
Hmm.
happened was my partner, the one that was in our band, took Benny's place. Drummer, his name is Aaron Smith, and Aaron Smith became the drummer for Motown, and he worked just like a staff worker, and that's how I got the gig.
Wow.
Hmm. Yeah, so
That's amazing.
yeah, it was a blessing.
So now you have been in this business for a long time. You ever
Yes.
say to yourself, I've done it all, I've been everywhere, I want to do something else?
No, 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 no. It's still exciting. As a matter of fact, I just came from a rehearsal. It's still exciting. Every day is
You
exciting.
still rehearse?
Yes, I had to rehearse for a job. We're playing. I'm in Boston, and we're playing on the Martha's Vineyard Sunday. So I'll be down in Martha's Vineyard. You know, and that's the thing about
Wow.
music that makes it even better, because one day you playing in a little funky club, and the next day you might be playing for the president. It's just like that. It's
Wow.
amazing. It's so amazing.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. And so tell the audience, um, how was it back where it says, let me see, on here it says 1971, you were 17.
Yes.
Well, they can do the math on that one.
Well, what happened was in 1971, Barry Gordy moved the company from Detroit to California. And
Really?
the Funk Brothers didn't come with the company, they stayed in Detroit. So
Hmm.
actually, the group that I work with, we're thinking about doing a thing called Funk Brothers 2, because nobody knew about that group. And we worked from Motown from 1971 to 1985.
Hmm.
And we played all the music, the rhythm section that I work with. So,
Wow.
yeah, but it was beautiful, man. I mean, and during that time, I got a chance to work with Aretha. I toured with Aretha for 3 years. I toured with
Aretha
Marvin.
Franklin.
Yeah, I toured with Marvin Gaye for 3 years. And I toured with Patrice Rushen for about 31 nighters.
Wow. My
And
hero. How was it working with Aretha Franklin?
she was the consummate professionalist, just professional. We never rehearsed with her. We rehearsed with her musical director. We didn't see Aretha till the show. It's just
Wow.
like that. And she killed. Matter of fact, if they want to know, we did a gig in Canada. If you pull up Aretha Franklin 1978, we're in Canada for a week, and they got the whole concert on YouTube, so you can see them.
1978.
Yeah, Aretha
Heard it,
Franklin
folks, right
1978.
here from Wali Ali. Let's talk to the audience. Thank you all for joining. Hi, Natural. I see you. Hi, Dexter. Hi, Wooly. I see you there. Hi, Tashana. Hi, Deanna. Hello, Harriet. Hi, Kima. Is that Mr. Tammy? I think it says. I think you misspelled that. Thank you all for joining. I really do appreciate you tonight. You are on my YouTube channel, Facebook channel, Twitter, Newsly. When we're done, we're gonna download it into Spotify, and then I'll send you a link, and then you can give this episode to anyone you like.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
No, I appreciate you. This is just amazing. I'm overwhelmed with joy. I'm just so happy to have you on right now. All the alerts just went off because I had to change the time. So more people should be coming in shortly. Now
Okay.
you said a 30 city. Wait a minute. Let me read this part to the fans. I was gonna start right here. So you talked about the undisputed truth. Okay. So he is a studio musician and innovator. While musicians sat in the studio all day, he came up with a plan to what was called in the industry overbud. I will
Overdub.
over DUB.
DUB.
Yeah,
Overdub. Yeah.
duh, DUB.
Hmm.
Well, I'll never forget when I first read that. I said, I know I'm gonna ask that question. What does that mean? Like
It's
where you
just
came
like
up
in your
with
industry, it's voiceover,
okay.
right? The material is already recorded, or maybe if you're shooting a movie and they need to bring up the voice a little bit, they come in and redo the voice over the movie. So same thing with the music. I just didn't spend all day. I just waited till the record came in, and I came in and did my little session and got on out. Because I had 3 children, so that was the thing about me. I had 3 children at 21 years old, so I
Okay.
could. Everybody else had no children. I had 3, so I couldn't play around. I had to get busy.
Hmm.
But it was a blessing. I was able to do that, and made more money doing it. As a matter of fact, while the rest of the guys in the studio 6 hours a day, I come in 15 minutes. I'm done.
Wow.
Hmm.
And so the music would play and you had a part in it, and then you would go over it and put your part in it, get in and get out because you
Get
had
in and get out. That's
gigs.
exactly right. Yeah.
Wow.
And I learned through working with the Funk Brothers how to do it, and nobody could ever deny it. They could never say, "Oh, you need to do it again." I would come in and finish it, and it'd be done because I had the experience of Motown. Such a great
Wow.
experience, such a wonderful experience.
Okay. Did
Yes.
you ever went to California once they moved?
Yeah, I moved up to California with them. 1971, Barry moved the company to Los Angeles, and we moved out there with them.
Wow.
Sure
Did they
did.
pay for it too?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Look
Yeah,
at you.
yeah,
Ladies
absolutely.
and gentlemen, I have a star among us, and his name is Wali Ali. And I call him personally Motown's finest. He is
I
the best
appreciate
that
that.
ever did it. He has been on a 30 city tour with, is that Patrice?
Patrice Rushen, yes.
How is it working with her?
Patrice is a perfectionist. We would rehearse and we would say, "Practice make perfect." She'd say, "No, perfect practice makes perfect." And she's that way.
Wow.
She's
And
that
you
way.
remember that.
Oh, absolutely. Because I never heard it before. I said, "What?" She said, "Yeah, perfect practice." I said, "You're right." And I've got a chance to sing with her. I'm singing on a song called "Giving It Up Is Giving Up," and we also did it on Soul Train.
You've been on Soul
I was on
Train?
Soul Train, man.
The Soul
Yeah,
Train.
absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
How was that? So don't tell me you met Mr. Cornelius.
Yes, we met Don. She talked about the group and everything. Uh, I think it was around 1980 we were there on Soul Train. Yeah, and you can
That's
pull it up.
beautiful.
Patrice Rushen, Soul Train 1980, singing the song "Giving It Up Is Giving Up." And,
Giving
that's
it
when my
up.
hair was black.
That's when your hair was black.
My hair was black.
I'm writing this stuff down. Come on, audience, get those questions rolling in. Get them rolling in. You know how we do. This is your girl, Orthodox B. She's in the building. We are bringing it to the table with the wonderful Wali Ali. We have a star among us. He has been on a 30 city tour. He has sang with Patrice Rushen. He has sang with Gladys Knight. You toured with Gladys Knight?
I wrote a song for Gladys called "Love Was Made for Two."
That's your song?
That's my song. Yes.
So you write, you sing, you play the instruments. What part of the industry you don't do?
And make money. No, no, we've been blessed to do all of it. It's really been great. I have a great career. I can't complain. It's been wonderful. No complaints at all. And
Wow.
it just increased when I became Muslim. Yeah.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Hmm.
Everybody calling you in on events.
Yes, it was beautiful.
Well, I have something in mind too for my that wonderful husband of mine
Okay.
because he just loved you all so much. In January, I'm giving him a big 40-year celebration,
Okay. Good deal.
and I'm thinking, let's bring the music in. Bring all of the Islamic music to the event.
Please include me, please, because I love your husband. He's a beautiful man. Please include me.
He loves you too.
Yes, yes.
I'm so glad you all know each other. He hides a lot of good people from me from his past. And until we passed him, he go, "Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
my buddy. I this that." And I'm like, well, we've been married for 7 years. Never
Mashallah.
heard you talk about Mr. Ali.
Yes, yes, yes. He's
And
such a good
I
boy.
have this podcast. Like, what's going on? Oh,
Right.
ask him. Go ahead. He'll do it. That's my man. Don't worry about it. And he kept saying, I'm going to get the tickets. I'm going to go down to. I kept saying, well, get them offline. He says, no, no, no. I'm going to get them from my buddy.
He got him from me. He sure did. He
That
came and
is
got him.
my
He sure
brother.
did.
I'm going to the masjid and I'm going to get them from him.
He sure
And he
did.
came home and they were laid out with gifts. I said, oh,
Uh-oh.
this must be special.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah. That's great.
Yes.
But
Marvin
yeah,
Gaye.
yeah.
Tell us
Marvin.
about that experience.
A lot of one thing people didn't know about Marvin. Marvin was a one-woman man. He wasn't a player that people would think he would be. But his women were the players. It wasn't him. Matter
Ah,
of fact, that's how I
I'm
got the
so glad
job.
you cleared that up.
Yeah, yeah, I got the job because they found his wife Jan in the bed with a guitar player. So that's
And
how I
he
got the
got
job.
fired.
He got fired and chased out. He did not just fired; he got chased out.
And you took the position.
I got the position, and I worked with Marvin for 3 years. Marvin was a great boss, wonderful boss. He gave us bonuses on Christmas and everything. Just a wonderful man to work for.
Wow.
I'm telling you, he's such a great man. He was a competitive guy. We had another Muslim in the band, right?
Uh-huh.
But the Muslim brother, the matter of fact, he was the one that hired me. His name is Nolan Shaheed.
Mm-hmm.
He hired me, and Nolan used to run every morning, clockwork, 6 o'clock every morning. And so one day, Marvin challenged him to run a 100-yard dash. So
Mm-hmm.
I told him, and matter of fact, they bet $1,500 to do it. So I told Nolan, I said, man, you can't gamble. You're a Muslim. Nolan said, this ain't gonna be no gamble. He smoked Marvin.
Smoked them.
But he ran every day. So Marvin thought he could beat him. Marvin thought he could do anything he wanted to do. But I'm telling you, he's such a wonderful man. We really had a great group and a great time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you wrote the songs. You're, oh my gosh, you do everything. What else do you do?
That's it. I just sing, play, and I got a chance to write a couple of songs. Like I said, I was fortunate. I only had 5 clients. But the thing about all my clients were all the music that we did that came on the radio. So that's what made it seem like I did a whole lot of stuff. But I just had 5 clients, 5 consistent
Mm-hmm.
clients.
Well, that's enough to get you put on the map, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely.
When are you going to write your book?
I'm writing it now. It's called Little Ghetto Boy. So be on the lookout for it. It's coming out very soon.
Wow. You
Yeah.
should let me be the publisher.
I would love for you to do it. I would. I'm about to put it together now.
You should let me publish it, edit it, do all the things for you.
Please do. I would love that. Like I said, I'll get it to you as soon as I can.
I would
Because
love it.
yeah, I've been writing it for a long time, so I should be finished with it now by now.
And now when you go on your music venture, you'll be able to have your books as well, and you can
Praise the
do a two
Lord.
for one.
That'd be a blessing. That'd be a wonderful blessing. I'm telling you. Thank you. I appreciate the offer. I really do. Because I
We're
want
in
to
the
get it out.
helping business. We're in the helping business. So we
Yes,
got a
ma'am.
few more minutes. And so it says here that in 1981 you began producing.
Yes.
And it says that you do poetry.
Yep. We do poetry too.
And all of this came from a movement. Or
Yeah.
is it a movement came from a record called Images?
Yes.
And then it says currently that you own your own group
Yeah.
called The Biggest Little Band in Town.
Exactly.
Wow.
We had an opportunity to work with Imam Muhammad, W.D. Muhammad, and he heard images, and he
I'm
had a
good.
movement called CRADE, Committee to Remove All Racial Images that Attempt to Portray Divine.
Mm-hmm.
And we were rehearsing, or had a group called the Balalian Cultural Foundation in Los Angeles, and it was an ensemble. And one day a sister walked in by the name of Sabrine Shabazz with this poem. And the poem went, I sit in church, yet I don't understand why we pray to a Caucasian man. His hair is blonde and his eyes are blue. Daddy, he doesn't look like you. They say he died upon a cross. Then why is it that I feel so lost? They have his picture on every wall, and it makes me feel so very small. They say his name is Jesus, you see, but he doesn't even look like me. Now I know why I feel so low. He looks like the slave masters of long ago. And
Wow.
that poem, boy, we put that to a song and we played it for Imam Muhammad. He jumped up to the ceiling. And it was so funny because I was working with Aretha and I had to be making about maybe $15,000 a month, right? And the
Uh-huh.
next day, Imam Muhammad said, and we're going to pay our artists $1,000. I said, is that all we're going to get? But I'm so glad I did because the record is down in history, and every child that grew up in that era, they
Yep.
all grew up on that song. So it's such a wonderful blessing, you know.
Well, I'm definitely going to go back and listen to it. I want to thank you so much. I know you're out of town. I'm very tired. I'm exhausted. I don't have any more questions. I just wanted my audience to know that I'm rubbing shoulders with the stars in Atlanta and that I am getting people in my back pocket. The show has expanded to the Atlanta. I'm down south, y'all. I'm
Much
down
love.
south now. I miss y'all up north. I still thank you for your unmerited support. You guys are amazing. Mr. Ali, thank you so much for bracing
Thank
us
you, ma'am.
tonight.
Appreciate it.
Whatever you're doing out there, may Allah grant you success as always.
I mean,
I mean.
I mean,
Thank you so much. Any final remarks? What would you say to the children or people who have voices and talent and stuff? What would you tell them right now? What can you make that under your
yeah,
final remark?
absolutely. What we need to do is, like the Elijah Muhammad said, accept our own and be ourselves. We have made every industry for everybody else except ourselves. And that's what we need to start doing. Make the industry for our own self. Not wait on
Mhm.
anybody to produce us. Let's do it ourselves.
I'm going to send you my daughter's Facebook, YouTube link
Okay.
and listen to her. I keep telling her, you have a gift. You're supposed to be singing. That
Yeah.
your voice would have taken you wherever you want to go. But if you just
Hmm.
hear this girl's, oh my God, her voice.
I'm looking
And
forward to it.
I used to, it was funny. I used to call myself her manager.
Hmm.
And then I would put her in little talent competitions
Okay.
and she would win.
MashaAllah. That's a blessing. Yeah. That's
And she grew
beautiful.
up and got married, having babies and all that stuff. And now she's like, oh, mom, I don't sing anymore. You sang in church, you sang over here, you sang over there. Oh, it was fun. I didn't make it back then. You know, no, you got to keep singing. It's your talent.
That's right. Well, let me hear.
That's what
I'm looking
Paul
forward
says.
to it.
He gives us talent.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. I'm looking
Well,
forward
there
to
it
it.
is, folks. Keep singing, keep singing, keep singing, keep living beyond your dreams. That's what Bring It to the Table is about. Who would have ever thought that I would have a podcast become a radio talk show host in Atlanta,
MashaAllah.
writing screenplays? I'm now taught myself how to write sitcoms, and now I'm going to market them, and I'm rubbing shoulders and meeting all these other new people. So the sky's the limit, folks. Let's keep growing, keep praying, keep fasting, keep laughing, keep living. Thank you
I mean,
all. I mean, good night. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming on. I
thank you.
appreciate you so much. Let's talk soon.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so
I
much.
like it. Like a slam.